Just one last render before I... wait!
Render engine overloaded.
Is this clean? What did I even prompt?
Emergency simulation initiated.
Oh no. No. What's happening? Oh, okay. Get up.
To testing
What
ground.
the? Are they chasing me? This is not how AI tools are supposed to work. I'm not ready for this. That was just the beginning, and what comes next you won't find in most tutorials. Yes, Kling 2.1 got a major upgrade, with some incredible tools, and a few areas that still need a little finessing. Now we have two new versions, 2.1 Master, which gives more dynamic results, but costs 100 credits per generation, and the regular 2.1, which is lighter and costs just 35 credits. Most of the clips in this video were made with Kling 2.0 Master, but the process is exactly the same in 2.1, so you can follow along using the latest version without any issues. And throughout the video, I'll guide you through a complete step-by-step tutorial, showing you exactly how to get the most out of Kling, with real examples and practical tips, the features that really shine, along with creative ideas you can bring into your own videos, and a few things to watch out for if you want consistent cinematic quality. And by the end, I'll also share some of the biggest mistakes I made, including one that forced me to start a brand new YouTube channel from scratch. So stay with me till the end. Trust me, it's something you'll definitely want to avoid. But before we jump in, can I ask you something? If you've been learning from these videos, or even just enjoying this creative journey with me, hitting that subscribe button is the best way to support what I'm building here. It's free, it takes a second, and it helps me keep improving these videos for you. Even if it's not every week, I always aim to make it worth your time. And I just want to say, I see all your kind words, every comment. Thank you truly for being here. And if you haven't yet, make sure to turn on notifications, because in the next videos, I will be sharing some really important tips and strategies about how to actually monetize AI content. Right now, I'm in the middle of the second step of the YouTube monetization process, just waiting for the approval. And I'll keep you posted on how it goes. There's going to be so much valuable stuff coming up and real results that can save you time and help you grow faster. Tell me what you're building in the comments. What's worked, what hasn't. I'm always reading, and I'm here for all of it. Alright, let's jump into it. First, head over to Kling.ai and log into your account. On the left side of the screen, click on Video Generation and make sure the Kling 2.0 Master model is selected. Now choose Image to Video, because we're going to animate a still image and bring it to life with motion. For this scene, I used an image of a cozy bedroom with a detailed wooden ceiling, which I generated in Midjourney. But you can also create your image directly inside Kling using the Image Generation tab. It works surprisingly well with simple interior prompts. Once your image is ready, drag it into the workspace. Set the duration to 5 or 10 seconds. I usually go with 5 seconds to save credits, since the 2.0 Master model currently costs 100 credits per 5-second clip. In the prompt box, I first selected handheld devices filming in the presets. This simulates a natural, slightly shaky camera, as if someone is actually holding it in the room. It adds a layer of realism and makes the scene feel much more immersive. Then I described exactly what I wanted to happen. The wooden ceiling suddenly cracks and collapses onto the bed, beams and debris fall down, dust fills the air, intense impact, cinematic destruction, daylight, slow motion, realistic physics. Don't forget the negative prompt. This helps reduce visual glitches. Here's what I usually write: no distortion, no blur, no morphing, no glitches. Once everything's set, just click Generate and wait a few minutes and take a look at the result. This scene really shows the difference between the three models. I tried it with 2.1 Master, 2.1 Pro, and 2.0 Master. All of them handled it pretty well. But if you look closely, at the moment, the ceiling collapses. The camera shake, the rising dust, the lighting, the 2.1 master version just feels more polished and immersive. I wanted to make this scene feel even more real. So I added sound, and it brought everything to life. To me, this is where Kling 2.1 really shines. It handled the destruction and motion beautifully, with cinematic energy and realistic physics. And if you're working on bringing characters into your videos, like talking avatars or expressive narrators, you'll definitely want to see how I created my realistic AI avatar from scratch. Full face animation, voice, perfect lip sync, everything. I've linked the full tutorial on screen and in the description. Be sure to watch it right after this one. Alright, let's keep going. Next, I wanted to test was how Kling handles water impact. So I decided to challenge it with something a bit more complex, a dramatic airplane crash into the ocean. And just to take it up a notch, I added lightning strikes in the background to create that full disaster movie vibe. I started by uploading a still image of the airplane above the water. In the presets, I selected handheld devices filming, just like before, to give it that slightly shaky natural camera motion. It makes a huge difference in making the shot feel alive. Then, in the prompt box, I wrote FPV, the camera flies backward in front of a large airplane as it spirals down toward the ocean. Multiple lightning strikes flash behind the plane in the stormy sky, the plane crashes into the water, massive splash and flying debris, cinematic destruction, intense impact, dramatic lighting, realistic physics, cinematic slow motion impact. FPV stands for first-person view. It tells Kling to place the camera right in the action, moving with the subject rather than watching from a distance. That creates a much more immersive and intense experience. Finally, I added a negative prompt, and to make it feel even more real, I added some sound effects, and here's the result. Kling actually handled this pretty well. You can see the camera shake, the massive splash as the plane hits the water. But in this case, the 2.1 model didn't quite nail it. It added some strange wave or distortion right above the plane. Not sure what that was supposed to be. Even though I used the same prompt for all versions, this one clearly fell short. The 2.0 master version handled it way better. To be fair, I think if I had regenerated the 2.1 master version again, the result might have turned out better, but I wanted to test how each model performs on the first try. And here, 2.0 is the clear winner. But overall, the result is really solid. For the next example, I decided to make things even more challenging. I wanted to see if Kling could handle a video that's filmed from inside a moving car. So I took this real video as a reference and grabbed a screenshot of the very last frame. Then I uploaded that image into Kling. And in the prompt section, I described that I wanted the car to keep driving down the road, then suddenly lift off the ground, hover, and finally fly up into the sky. And here's the result I got. This one wasn't as successful. I burned quite a few credits trying to make it work. And the tricky part was getting Kling to animate the right car, the one from the point of view of the camera, without making all the other cars take off too. It didn't turn out quite the way I hoped, but I'm sure this will get better as the tool evolves. And now, let's move on to the most exciting part. At the time I'm making this video, multi-elements only works with version 1.6. Even so, it's incredibly powerful. There are 3 options inside this tool: swap, add, and delete. Let's start with swap. First, you need to upload your reference video. In my case, I uploaded a clip of a squirrel eating from a hand. After the upload, a window should automatically open where you can select the object you want to replace. You simply click on the object, in this case the squirrel, and Kling will try to select it. If it doesn't fully capture the shape, just click a few more times. Once you're happy with it, click confirm. Then you have a couple of great options for creating in the object or character you want to swap in. You can generate the image directly in Kling using the image editing feature. Here's how I did it. I took a screenshot from the first frame of the squirrel video, then uploaded it into the image editing tab. Once it loads, you can highlight the object you want to replace using the quick selection tool. If it doesn't select the whole thing, you can fine-tune it with the brush tool to get a cleaner outline. In the prompt box, I typed what I wanted to replace the squirrel with. In my case, a small realistic baby dragon. Then I chose the number of outputs. I usually leave it at 4 because it only costs 8 credits. Here are the options Kling generated, and I picked the one I liked the most. Next, I removed the background. You can use remove.bg for this. It's fast and free, but since I'm using Photoshop, I just did it there. Then we go back to video, then multi-elements, and upload the image with the background removed. Kling will automatically give you a prompt suggestion. I adjusted it to say, swap squirrel from reference video with baby dragon from image. And here's the result I got. I think the swap feature works really well. The only limitation is that videos can only be up to 5 seconds long right now. Hopefully that will change, because this feature has so much creative potential. Here are 2 more examples I created using images I made in Midjourney, also with the background removed. Both turned out really fun and visually impressive. I also wanted to test another idea using swap. This time I used a reference video of a dog sitting next to a woman on a bench on a cloudy day. And in the video, the dog gently kisses the woman. So I thought, what if I replace the dog with a red panda or even a small white bear? So I generated 2 images in Midjourney, one of a red panda and one of a white bear. Removed the backgrounds and followed the same steps in Kling, and the results were adorable. The animation kept the interaction really well. Kling understood the motion and timing. The scene feels emotional, and the characters blend in beautifully. Next, let's move on to the add function. This tool allows you to insert a character or object directly into your video. For this test, I used a clip of a cyclist riding down the road, and I wanted to see if Kling could handle something a little fun. I decided to add a cartoon-style dog riding a scooter, so I uploaded my reference video. Then I created a Pixar-style dog on a scooter in Midjourney, removed the background, and brought it into Kling. In the prompt box, I used the built-in template and simply wrote, add duck from image riding a scooter forward along the road. And here's what I got. Overall, it's actually really fun. The duck is moving in the right direction, and it fits the road well. The only thing, Kling added a second cyclist out of nowhere, which wasn't in the original video. Also, the scooter is tilting a bit to the side instead of moving perfectly straight. But I think if you rerun the animation a couple of times, Kling could definitely generate a cleaner and more accurate version. Aside from that, I'd say it turned out pretty great. And I decided to run one more experiment using the add feature. This time, I used a reference video of a swan swimming across a lake and decided to add a dragon flying above and following the swan. I followed the same steps as before, and here's the result. Visually, everything looks great. The dragon flies smoothly above the swan. The only thing is, for some reason, the dragon has a beak, just like the swan. It's kind of hilarious, but overall, I'd say it turned out pretty amazing. And the third feature in Kling is delete. This lets you remove objects, people, basically anything you want from your video. To use it, go to the delete tab and upload your video. A window will pop up where you can select the object you want to remove. For this test, I decided to go with a little horror vibe. I removed the girl from the original video, so the swing would be moving by itself. You can also click edit and the same selection window will appear. Once you've highlighted the object, hit confirm. Then, in the prompt box, just write something like delete the girl from the video. I also added sound effects to really sell the moment. It turned out so good. Kling handled it perfectly, 100% nailed it. And here's another example. I used a reference video of a dancing couple and picked the moment where the man lifts the woman up. Then I used delete to remove the man, so it looks like the woman is floating in mid-air. And here's what I got. The delete feature in Kling works incredibly well. It handled the motion and filled in the background almost flawlessly. I'm seriously impressed with the result. So, what do I really think about Kling's update? I think it's one of the most exciting tools out there right now. The quality of the effects, the camera motion, the realism, when it works, it really works. But and this is important, it's not always predictable. Even with the same prompt and the same image, you might get slightly different results. And that means if you want something very specific, you'll need to experiment a lot. And yes, sometimes you'll burn through more credits than you expected. Still, for creators like us who want to push the limits of what AI can do, Kling is a powerful tool, especially when you combine it with your own creativity. All right. Now let's talk about something really important. As I promised, I want to share a few of the biggest mistakes I made when I launched my first YouTube channel and why I eventually had to start over. The first and biggest mistake, right after I uploaded my very first video, I shared it with family. That's exactly what you shouldn't do. Here's why. YouTube's algorithm is smart, but it heavily relies on early signals to understand who your content is really for. And when those early views come from people who don't normally watch this type of content, the algorithm gets confused. It doesn't know who to recommend your video to. And just like that, it stops pushing it. That's exactly what happened to me. On my previous channel, my second video got just 39 views and then completely stalled. But when I uploaded that same video to a brand new channel and didn't share it with anyone, after about 5 days, it started picking up views organically. YouTube figured out the right audience, and now that video has 93,000 views. So trust me, no matter how tempting it is, don't share your first videos with friends or family. Just upload and let the algorithm do its job. Another mistake I made was mixing topics too early. My first video was a cinematic, inspiring story. The second, tutorial on how to create AI cartoons. The styles and audiences for these two videos were completely different. In the beginning, it's so important to stick to one clear theme. That's what helps YouTube know exactly who to show your content to. Later, when your audience grows, you will have room to experiment and evolve. But at the start, consistency is everything. I really hope this helps you avoid some of the mistakes I made. And if you're going through something similar, feel free to share your story or ask in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.